Hello guys. As for now, pakisabi na lang sa mga kasama ninyo. Um, Nagbigay naman na ako ng YouTube link dun sa kanila. Bali, parang magla-live na lang ako doon. Naririnig nyo ba ako? Hello? Guys? Are you still with me? Pakisabi na lang sa kanila. Pakisabi na lang sa mga kasama ninyo na yun muna yung ibibigay ko. Anyway, this is for today lang naman po kasi hindi pa po naayos yung schedule. Anyway, today na po yung deadline ng pag-ayos nila ng schedule and then magre-reschedule po ako para ma-meet ko po kayo individually para hindi po magkaroon. Kasi ang kwan po kasi, ang free po kasi ng Google Meet I think is 250. Now, hindi ko naman makita sa settings nung kwan kung paano i-maximize yung 250 na yon. Kasi merong external and internal na participants ng Google Meet. Bali 100 na internal and 100 na external participants. So, hindi ko naman alam kung paano gawin yon. As for now, yung YouTube link na muna yung kwan po natin. Now, continuing, so these are the different learning outcomes of this module. So at the end of this module, of course, you are expected to identify the different advocacies of CICM. We also have the review USL SECA, examine the basics and principles of community engagement and development, importance of service learning in HEI or higher institution education, and then of course, you need to choose and implement a project that would promote consciousness involving local issues, concerns, and responsible citizenship as future professionals. Ito po yung sinasabi po, ito po yung nakalagay po dun sa assessment po ninyo, that is community engagement. Your community engagement can be an advocacy, an online advocacy. It can be a tree planting within your community. Pwede rin pong pagbibigay ng mga different goods. That is still community engagement. Now, later on, I will discuss the tracks of SECA or USL SECA in terms of community engagement. So, a brief history about CICM or CICM Philippines and its missionary properties. So CICM came from the Latin word from Congregatio Immaculati Cordis Maria. So in English, that is Congregation of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. That is CICM. So a CICM is a religious missionary congregation. So it is dedicated to incarnate the Word under the name and patronage of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. So the different CICM charisms. So we have the ad gentis and ad extra. So ad gentis po natin, that is to the nation. To the nation. So meaning, what is your community engagement to the nation? Kumbaga, ano bang maitutulong mo sa nation? So anyway, these charisms of CICM is based from the advocacies of also of the Vatican Church. I think the Vatican Church ito eh. So, Ad Gentes is the Second Vatican Council's decree on missionary activity. So, this is the Second Vatican Council's decree on missionary activity. It came from the title or the Latin word to the nation. So, what can you give to the nation? Ad gentis, ad gentes. Then we also have ad extra. So, towards to the outside. So, this is another core CICM missionary character that is a Christ-centered spirituality. So, kumbaga, this CICM charisms, ad gentes, and ad extra. So, for ad gentes, that is to the nations. For ad extra, towards the outside. Meaning, based from your behavior, parang kumbaga is so add extra is how do you show your community engagement from your behavior. Kumbaga is paano ka makakatulong. Ang definition po kasi ng add extra is effect or result to the outside world. So as opposed to one's own mind and self. Kumbaga, your behavior, how can you nagpupan pa rin. How can you influence the outside based from your behavior? So that So the core of CICM missionary, as I told you, based from the CICM charism, the characteristics is a Christ-centered spirituality for the mission. So also, a missionary activity integrated into the whole pastoral work of the church. And the evangelization of cultures through quality education, a proactive stance in support of people's natural and cultural heritage. So meaning, the last one is the evangelization of indigenous and cultural people. Ito po yung mga pinupuntahan po na mga kwan po natin, mga CICM priest po natin, yung mga Aitas, mga different cultural tribes, yun yung mga pinupuntahan nila na nagbibigay ng evangelization. Then solidarity with the poor through the establishment of an inclusive society. This is one of the core missions of CICM. So meaning, yung mga marginalized po natin, we are creating community engagement for them for us to kumbaga is magbigay ng tulong and to give guidance to the marginalized people. So, inclusive society. Ito yung mga pagbibigay natin minsan ng mga sustainable na pangkabuhayan. Nagbibigay tayo ng kumbaga is mga puhunan na gagamitin nila for business na sari-saring pagtitinda ng mga kakanin, mga ganon. So, sustainable work and businesses. So, these are the priorities of CICM. So, we have different priorities of CICM. So, the first one is the indigenous people. So, for the indigenous people, that is to promote the dignity of indigenous people and inculturate the gospel in the involvement of indigenous people. Kagaya nga ng mga sinabi ko kanina, it includes mga Aita, mga tribes. So those are indigenous people. Then we also have parishes. Parishes or mga church. Take note guys, take note. Magkaiba po yung mga parish priests sa mga CICM priests po natin. So mga parishes priest po kasi natin, ito yung mga nakatalaga sa mga simbahan natin, yung mga pari sa simbahan po natin. While CICM priests, these are missionary priests. Ito yung mga priests na pinapadala sa mga iba't ibang lugar to give evangelization. So, for parishes, that is to give a prophetic, witnessing, and dynamic presence among the poor by forming an animated CICM parish through active participation in liturgy and social action organized in basic ecclesial communities. So, ito yung mga ginagawa po nilang ito yung mga ginagawa nilang yung mga samahan na samahan ng mga kabataan. Meron yung mga Youth for Christ, mga ganon. So, they are forming organizations, or they are organizing basic ecclesial communities. So we also have educational apostolate. Educational apostolate, kagaya po ng that is to develop CICM schools or Catholic schools po natin. Example ng mga Catholic schools po natin or CICM schools po natin, number 1 po natin dyan, that is the USL. Then we also have the sister school natin. We have the St. Mary's, the SLU Baguio. We also have St. Louis College. So those are the CICM schools. So to develop CICM schools as important institutions, then we also have campus ministry. Campus ministry. So campus ministry, that is to promote potentials of people, especially the youth, through Christian formation and other pastoral programs. So within the school, meron din tayong mga CICM scholars po natin. So usually, ang mga ginagawa ng mga CICM scholars po natin, nagka-choir sa mga mass, naglilinis sa simbahan, nagde-decorate ng simbahan, ganon. So those are campus ministries po natin. So also, another one is justice, peace, and integrity of creation. So from the word justice itself, that is to promote social justice in the world. And of course, that is peace and integrity of creation, that is our respect in regards with the environment. Especially now, dumarami na po ang population po natin. So, siyempre, pag dumarami ang population ng within sa isang lugar, nagkakaroon ng parang kumbaga is development. So, usually po kasi ang ginagawa, pag may mga development, pinuputol yung mga kahoy, gano'n. So, yung iba pa nga is, that is part of development. But of course, we need to consider our environment. Yung hindi natin masisira for the future generations. Another one is, so sectoral ministries. So, sectoral ministries po natin, basically, these special and sectoral ministries, these are the abandoned ministries po natin or abandoned people. So, the basic idea of this one is to care for the marginalized members of society in terms of CICM-inspired social justice. Parang kumbaga is, ito yung mga binibigyan ng tulong na parang kumbaga is, when we say abandoned po kasi is parang kumbaga pinabayaan na parang social injustice kasi mahihirap, ganon. Mahihirap. Usually, ganon naman mga social injustice in terms of our social parang ano yung status, social status natin. So, usually kasi yung mga mahihirap, hindi kayang kumuha ng mga abogado, ganon. Mga injustices, para mga ganon. So usually, yun po yung mga tinutulungan po nila. Then another one is interreligious dialogue. So that is to promote respect and collaboration with persons of other faiths in the spirit of open, and peaceful dialogue. So, alam naman po natin, within Central Luzon, we are all Christians. Christians po tayo lahat. Ang tawag sa atin ng mga Muslim, Christian. But within the Christian community, we have different religions. So, ang purpose po kasi ng interreligious dialogue, that is to communicate, to collaborate with other persons or with persons with other faiths. Kumbaga is pare-pareho tayong Christian pero magkakaiba yung religion natin. Merong Catholic, Roman Catholic, merong born again, merong Iglesia ni Cristo, meron tayong Saksi ni Jehovah. Those are different religions. But take note guys. But take note, those different religions, iisa lang naman po ang kwan po natin eh. We have only God as creator. So, purpose po natin ng interreligious dialogue with CICM, that is collaboration with other religions. Next, initial formation. To form and train young CICM candidates in the spirit of mission and mission inspired by Theophil Burbis and companions. Take note, Theophil Burbis, Father Theophil Burbis is the founder of CICM in the Philippines. Then we also have ongoing to deepen our ongoing formation. Ongoing formation, that is to deepen our spiritual life and update our missionary attitudes in order to reach the harmony of essential dimensions, that is the human, spiritual, intellectual, and mission. Then we also have vocation animation. Of course, that is to recruit and welcome candidates. Ito po yung mga pumupunta po sa mga seminaryo, yung mga nagpapari, nagmamadre. Those are vocation. So, this is to present all the faithful charism. That is vocation animation. So, the USL SECA, or the so-called USL Center for Community Engagement and CICM Advocacies. So, the USL SECA foresees itself as a CICM Catholic educational institution that offers quality, relevant education that aims for the holistic development of human person. So, basically, that is development, the aim, andito yung this is the vision mission of USL SECA. So, the vision of USL SECA is developing socially aware, sensitive, and responsive members of the Louisian community through active involvement in community extension, service learning, outreach activities. So, these three, community extension, service learning, and outreach activities, components of or the aligned components of USL SECA. So the mission is to become an overall coordinating body of various community engagement activities that are initiated by different sectors of the Louisian community. So the SECA shall participate in constructive and relevant social activities for promotion of social activities, sustain holistic development of communities that are humane, self-reliant, sustainable, and dynamic, and encourage volunteerism among the sectors of Louisian community for the noble and worthwhile community engagement activities, thereby cultivating the same spirit in the client-partner communities. So in short, So in short, the mission of USL-SECA is to coordinate the different activities of Lowesian community, to develop communities through community engagement, and encourage volunteerism among different community. So, volunteerism, development of communities, and uh, ano yun? Participate in constructive and relevant social activities for promotion of CICM advocacies. So, kumbaga, advocate. So, being an advocate to develop communities and encourage volunteerism. Guys, are you still with me? Good. Goals and objectives of USL-SECA. So, guided by the CICM Trust on Mission et Excellencia, that is Mission and Excellence, anchored on the CICM advocacies, the community engagement and CICM advocacy seeks the following. That is number one, integrate in-depth community outreach, service learning, and extension activities. So outreach, service learning, and extension. Next, conduct research-based community development programs for the marginalized sectors for the society.